So as having said that, as you might understand, we do not have the flexibility that a tracker system might have. But we have some solutions about efficiency of maximizing the efficiency of the plant. We have mostly it's about the orientation of the structure. We can use now, because I don't know, as far as I know, to my knowledge, because there is also curtailment issues as well in Romania, because we are based in Greece, and in Greece it's a hot topic because up till now we have, let's say, 400 hours from the start of the year of negative pricing. So this led us to the start of development of a west-to-east orientation. A west-to-east panel orientation, of course, it produces 10 to 15% less energy than the typical south orientation. But because it produces more energy in the morning and in the late afternoon hours, where the prices are higher than during midday, so the value of the energy produced is the same when you compare it with the typical south orientation. The quantity is less, but the value of the electricity is higher. So if you compare it with a typical system, then the levelized cost of energy is much lower in that system. So a developer might also think about it quite seriously in order to do that. And also a west to east orientation helps also the installation in anondulous terrain. So because the mountain usually it has double inclinations, west to east and north to south. Then again, because the west to east is the most challenging inclination, this also helps us in the installation of the project. So we actually, to be honest, we had to come with this solution because of the huge amount of negative prices. Because it's I don't know, I think it's in Romania as well, but in Greece it's a huge topic and issue at this moment. So this is what led us to be a bit more to think outside the box, let's say.
For sure, the importance of data and of the interpretation of the data that you collect from the parks are becoming increasingly important in this context of negative prices and efficiency and so on. What is your approach, for example, in terms of the structures, the trackers? Do you recommend trackers in terms of efficiency gain? Does it make sense for the Romanian market to use trackers?
Yeah. Okay, because I'm a mechanical engineer and I can only talk with numbers. I can, let's say, I can defend our product up to a point. So I can defend fixed structures up to a point. It all depends on the terrain and in the weather conditions. For example, if the terrain is flat, I cannot defend the fixed structures against the trackers. Let me be firm about that. But when you have a very rocky terrain, when you have anondulous terrain with high inclinations west to east, larger than 20%, or if the project is constructed in a high wind area. As you know, the trackers have a big disadvantage of stowing after 70 kilometers of hour. Most of the tracker manufacturers put them in stowing position in 70 kilometers per hour. This means that when you have wind speeds of this velocity, you do not have energy produced. Whereas the fixed structures, we have designed up to 52 meters per second, which means roughly 200 kilometers they can produce. So this is an advantage of the fixed structure. And also the tracker, it produces more when it is closer to the equator. So if the project is close to the equator, I will definitely, and if it is flat, definitely I would suggest to go for the tracker. But if, as I said, if the land is quite rocky and quite anodulous, the terrain, the back-end feeling that the terrain would feel will skyrocket the cost of the project. And also this will mean not only the back feeling when you have inclination in the project, structurally also the project becomes much heavier. So this increases the cost, let's say, this in a disproportionate way.